Hello everyone, Scano. I wanted to provide our community an update on the status of our gaming compact negotiations with New York State. I announced in early June that after 11 months of negotiations, we had reached an agreement in principle on a new 20-year gaming compact. We shared further information with our people at our June council meeting. The agreement was the result of months of deliberation and often tense negotiations during which we repeatedly stood in defense of our people, our economy, and our sovereign rights. The New York State Senate readily passed legislation authorizing Governor Hochul to sign a new compact before they left Albany for the year. However, certain members of the New York State Assembly began to express concerns with the commitments the New York State negotiating team had made to the nation. When it became clear that the state would not be able to deliver on the commitments they made, the nation spent several days communicating with Assembly leaders and in negotiating with the state's negotiating team. We made every effort to come to an agreement on the new compact terms while the Assembly was still in session. If the Assembly was willing to take up the legislation, the nation was willing to adjust our previous agreement in principle. Unfortunately, we were not able to arrive at a revised agreement that met the interests of the Seneca people while also addressing the concerns of the Assembly and the Governor's office. It is disappointing that this important work was not completed before the legislature adjourned. However, Assembly leadership has indicated a willingness to return to Albany once the nation and the state are able to finalize fair terms for a new compact. We made every effort to come to an agreement on new compact terms while the Assembly was still in session. If the Assembly was willing to take up the legislation, the nation was willing to adjust our previous agreement in principle. Unfortunately, we were not able to arrive at a revised agreement that met the interests of the Seneca people while also addressing the concerns of the Assembly and the Governor's office. It is disappointing that this important work was not completed before the legislature adjourned. However, Assembly leadership has indicated a willingness to return to Albany once the nation and the state were able to finalize fair terms for a new compact. That remains our focus. Coming to an agreement is vital to the economy of the Seneca Nation as well as that of Western New York. While we focus on continuing negotiations, we have also made it clear that continuing under the terms of our outdated current compact beyond its expiration on December 9th is neither a reasonable nor acceptable solution. The current compact is no longer equitable, and we will continue to work for acceptable terms until we have final compact terms that reflect the realities of today's gaming market, that meets the requirements of federal law, that adequately and appropriately defends our economy, our sovereign rights, and corrects past inequities. A new agreement must be reasonable and fair to allow us to continue to provide the substantial benefits we have delivered to our Seneca people and to Western New York over the past 2 decades. This work will continue until we have met our goals and until the New York State can deliver on its obligation to negotiate a fair compact in good faith. The Seneca Nation's needs and our demands for fair treatment under a new compact has to be met. Yahweh.